welcome. Yeah, I got something pretty dang cool I want to share with you today. It is a 12 volt Bilge Pump Speed Controller. It is a new product from Washington Beach Mining. And Rob over there at Washington Beach Mining sent this to me to try out and to give my honest opinion of it and let him know, good or bad, what I thought of it. But man, what if you could dial in your Sluice, your Blue Bowl, your Gold Cube perfectly, and we use whatever size pump you want, and just control the amps going right into your pump, or into your out of your pump anyway. You can control the amps instead of cranking it down with a ball valve or something like that. It can extend your battery life. So you cut down on the amps. I'm sure it'll save on the pump, all that stuff. So we're going to put it to its test and just see what we can do with it today. We're a little limited because I'm in the shed. He says it works with a 500 to a 3,700 gallon an hour pump. So we're going to run the Blue Bowl and the cleanup sluice together today with my 2,000 gallon an hour pump. I usually, with the Blue Bowl and stuff, I usually run a 1,200 gallon an hour pump, and then I use a ball valve or control valve to shut it down because you don't need that much. So we'll just see how this thing works and we'll go. And you know, it's got an on-off switch on the side. It's got a dial it in. And so let me get this thing hooked up. We'll play with it for a bit. I'll hook the 1 1/8" hose up to it. Anyway, and we'll run some Washington Beach sand through the Blue Bowl today. I got the Bilge Pump Speed Controller all hooked up. So the idea is to get rid of these things. And hopefully the Speed Controller will work well enough. I don't have to use these anymore. They do work, but they're a pain in the butt and they're stiff and all that stuff. So, you turn this on, got it all hooked up. Look at this. Well, I'm turning the knob. I can't get it any closer, but here's the knob all the way up. So there's my 2,000 gallon an hour. And we can just turn it down. So, look at that. That's pretty cool. So we know that works. So you can use any size pump you want, I guess. Bigger the better. You can just turn it down to adjust whatever you're running. I think that's awesome. I think that's really cool. So let me get this all hooked up to the Blue Bowl. Turn that off there. Turn this off. Okay, let's get it all hooked up to the Blue Bowl, and we'll see if it'll hold a nice, steady, even flow, because we all know a Blue Bowl is a pain in the butt to keep controlled right. So anyway, let's get that hooked up. See, I took off the phony little valve that comes with the Blue Bowl that doesn't work worth a darn for regulating water pressure. I'm using a garden hose. And then I've got another hose coming up here to my little cleanup sluice. I've got a T down there and then off to the pump. I'm going to have to get this all set up perfectly. What I want to do is get the water flow in the sluice right, as well as the Blue Bowl. So we'll get that turned on and we'll control it with the little valve there. What else? Anyway, what I'm going to do is fill this up, get it all set before I add any material in, and we'll go from there. So let me get this turned on. Okay, I've got it adjusted about where I want it. You see the line there? I got the speed controller sitting right over here on top of the deal. One thing I can see already, like Rob said, it's not waterproof. So being around water all the time, I can see that as being a downfall. Let me get a piece of tape off of here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is put a little piece of electrical tape right here at this water line. That's pretty dang close. Right there at that water line. Now I'm going to take this beach sand and I'm just going to put it in here a spoon at a time. And my hope is, well, anything that drops down where I dump it in will end up in the cleanup sluice down here with a silicone mat in it. So we can take a look at that, but it's a new one I'm trying out. So anyway, but this is about the speed controller. And so yeah, there's a silicone mat in the bottom of the blue bowl to catch the really fine gold. This material is concentrates from Cape Disappointment. It's got gold in it, I know. It's been ran a whole bunch of times, different experiments and stuff. But now when you put the material in, it should slow down the water flow until it gets back up to speed as it works the material out. So that's about where I want it. And we'll just let it sit there and work. I can already see things going up around the cone. I can see gold out here around the edges already. So we'll let that work down. And yeah. Oh, and this is a different silicone mat in here than other than the one I made with the cardboard frame. This is one out of my 3D printed a mold and did that. It's a little bit different, but that'll all be for a different video. Okay, it's working away. You'll notice that we got the material in there, those 3 tablespoons. But look how far below the water line. We're about, I don't know, ½ inch below the water line. But as it works, it gets more of the material out, it'll speed up. And should come right back up to that line, we hope. Okay, we got the material worked down and it come right up to the line. Right directly, and it's not getting any higher. And that's what we want. And I didn't have to touch a thing. I just let it sit there and work. Took about, between 5 and 10 minutes to go through that. So we'll put in some more. Alright, I've been running for ½ hour, 45 minutes or so. Still coming right back up to the same line as before. Hasn't moved a bit, hasn't gone up or down. It's running good. I do want to point out something. For those of you who saw the video where I actually made the first silicone mat, and all the gold stuck down to the mat. And a lot of people suggested putting grooves in the mat. Things like that to try and catch more of the gold. So I made this mat from a 3D printed mold from my 3D printer. And what happened is over in here, see where all the black sand is? My grooves are more pronounced than they are anywhere else in the mold. It's just how it came out. But so you can see that the grooves probably aren't a good idea, because what's happening is it's holding all the black sand and not letting it come into the cone, unlike over here. So all your gold, instead of being stuck down to the silicone, is going to travel right across the top of that black sand and up and down the hole. So now that that's been running, let me jump over here. And it seems to be working just fine. You can hear the pump working at a low speed down there. So let's do this. We got the valve, or the dial set here. Let's leave that alone. Let's turn the pump off with the switch over here. We're off. We'll let this go down. We'll add in some material. We'll turn it back on and not touch the valve. See if we can get the same results by doing that. I know a lot of people like to turn off their blue bowl before they add in material. So each to his own. There you can see the grooves in the mat holding the black sand. And you can see some gold over in there. Okay, well that worked. We turned it off, didn't touch the dial, turned it back on after we put the material in. Water levels right back to exactly the same place. How cool is that? I'm going to do it a few more times. Let's see what happens. Okay, I've been at this for, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. Enough to get a good idea of what's going on and capture a little bit of gold. But yeah, right back to the same level again. So I'm going to pull this off and I'm going to go ahead and dial up the controller, if you can see it there. We're going to bring the water level all the way up to the brim. Clean out the rest of that black sand. Most of our gold should stay stuck to the silicone mat. Turn it down. You can hear the pump, I think. That is so cool. Well, I got rid of most of the black sand I can. And we'll turn it off. Oh, my lighting stinks in here, but there's a quick shot of some gold. I have minus 200 gold all over the place in there, stuck to that mat. Anyway, so my final thoughts. That was a lot of fun to play with. The Bilge Pump Speed Controller. Thanks, Rob, for sending that over. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that thing worked flawlessly. It never varied in pressure or water flow. It was fantastic. So thanks for sending that over and letting me try that out. If you're interested in one, Rob said he's got them listed on his webpage or his website, WashingtonBeachMining.com, or he's also got them on eBay for sale. So anyway, I think that is cool. I can see myself using that on a lot of applications and in a lot of videos, and yeah, I think that's going to be great. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will catch you next time. Bye now.